guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing well. Today's video is basically a do it with me. You guys can sit down and literally do the makeup look with me because I'm going to take you step by step and in detail as to how you can get your full coverage based routine. I'm going to be making a lot more videos like that during quarantine. I took a poll on Instagram and about 97 to 98% of you guys said that you're up for like do it with me series. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Before I start with the video, please check the description box for all the products that you need. You can use whatever products are available with you right now. You don't really have to go shopping. Just whatever you have, just collect all of it and sit down with me. Grab a mirror and grab your brushes or your sponge or whatever that you have currently, and then just sit down and let's begin with the video. First things first, I'm going to be using a moisturizer. This is my current favorite moisturizer. This is the Episoft AC moisturizer. This is a medicated one which also has sunscreen, so it's kind of perfect for my skin right now because I was breaking out earlier. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, and please do not ever skip on your skin prep, especially if you're doing like a heavy base routine. I mean, even if you're not doing heavy stuff, even if you're doing like an everyday natural stuff, still please do not skip on skin prep. I'm just gonna massage that really well into my skin. Make sure every nook and corner of my face is covered. We usually forget to, you know, moisturize this part of our face, like, you know, the corners and everything. So make sure your hands are going everywhere, underneath your eyes, over your eyelids, around your nose, your mouth, and everywhere. And just like massage it and very gently pull all the fluids from your face. The next step in your skin prep is a primer. So I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. You guys can use whatever you have currently. I usually go for the Naica Beauty Prep and Prime Primer, but I don't have it. I don't know where I've kept it. Like, I'm looking for it, but I don't know where I've kept it. So I'm gonna go with this one for now. And you just want to take like a pea-size amount of this. Just this much. This much is enough. And I'm gonna warm it between my fingers. Do not apply it directly on your face because I feel like when you warm your primer between your fingers, it kind of spreads really well, and in that way you don't really have to use a lot of product as well. So I'm just gonna tap that where I need it first, and then I'm gonna spread it. If you have texture all over your face, then you might want to just run your hands all over your face so you get like nice smooth skin and all of your texture is kind of blurred and everything. So that has gone inside too. As you can see, there's nothing sitting on my skin. I can like literally feel that it's gone into my skin and it feels good. This is an optional step that I'm going to be talking about. I have two correctors with me. Both are by LA Girl. This one is the shade Nude. It's slightly peachy. And then we have the shade Orange. Now this is the orange corrector and the peachy corrector. This one can be used for fair to medium skin tones. I mean, most of skin tones can go for this one. Even deep dark skin tones if you know how to blend it properly. But if you still think that your darkness is not getting concealed by this one, then you can try the orange corrector. So I'm going to use my peach corrector and I'm going to show you how to cancel out the darkness that you can see happening here. This is like a pigmentation situation that's happening. So we're dealing with that currently, and also a lot of acne scars. I'm going to take a little bit on my hand like that, and I'm going to use my finger to just apply it on the area where I think I have to conceal and correct my spots and my darkness. I'm just going to like literally tap it on the areas where I have darkness. When you're doing it on the acne, you want to make sure you use a very gentle hand. Don't spread it too much, just tap on it. I'm going to take slightly more and apply that underneath my eyes. Alright, so now moving on to the foundation. Now because we're doing a full coverage foundation, you want to go for something which says full coverage. I mean, you will not get full coverage with a sheer foundation. Okay, don't even try that. Don't even think that layering up a lot of foundation will give you that full coverage. It will not give you that effect. It'll just make your face look very heavy and cakey. For my foundation today, I'm using the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I'm in the shade 106. I'm going to do one side of my face using a blender and the other side using brushes. So if you have brushes, you can follow this side. If you have blender, you can follow me this side. My blender directly into the foundation and then start applying it on my face. It's just a habit. You guys can also start dotting it over your face. It's your call. And you want to use this part of the blender. And then just spread it all over your face like that. I'm gonna just take the foundation on the brush and start applying that. I like to do tapping motions, just like how I do it with my blender. Just kind of spread it first and then we start blending it. I don't like to do this when I'm using brushes because somehow I feel like it's just being too aggressive and abrasive with your skin. So I like to use very gentle tapping motions with my brush as well. As you can see, all the acne scars and everything, they're just properly, perfectly covered and concealed. And now we move on to a brightening concealer. So what a brightening concealer essentially does is that it just lifts up your face. Like you see this is still like very flat. When you use a brightening concealer, all of this bit is just going to automatically be lifted and your nose is going to be highlighted. This part of your face is going to be highlighted. So it just kind of brings focus on all the areas where you literally catch light on your face. Because this is a full coverage routine, I'm going to be using a full coverage concealer for this. This is the Spotlight concealer by PAC in the shade Sand, and it has a very nice big doe foot applicator, so it just goes into all the nooks and crannies of your face. And I'm going to start applying it underneath my eyes first. I like to just do one swipe like that and then another swipe like that. And if you're using a full coverage concealer, there are chances that the concealer might start drying as soon as you apply it. So you want to blend it first before you apply it anywhere else. So I'm going to take the pointy part of the blender and I'm going to go right in there and bring it around my nose like that and bring it all the way around until your mouth. Like I like to do that, okay, and it just happens automatically to me. And then I'm gonna pull that and pull it upwards. So you know how it just kind of lifts up your eye. If you pull it upwards, it just kind of like, you know, gives that really nice uplifted effect. And especially if you have these genetic circles underneath your eyes like how I do, you want to conceal this bit more so that it kind of just like fades the effect of you having the circles, okay? So you want to make sure you brighten this bit a lot more. I'm using the Naica Beauty concealer brush. Unfortunately the name is gone, but this is a brush. It's a very nice dense brush which is perfect if you're blending your concealer underneath the eyes. You can see how I'm struggling with the brush because I don't normally use brushes for my concealers. I do everything with my blender. I hope you guys are having fun doing it with me, and I hope I'm not too slow teaching you, like I'm like literally feeding you like babies. But that's the whole idea. I just hope you guys understand and learn every step, because you know, everything, like every minute detail actually matters to the entire makeup look and how the look is going to turn out in the end. Okay, so you might think that this step is not important and this technique is not important, but trust me, it is. A lot of techniques actually do matter when you're doing your base. I'm gonna just apply it on the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, on my cupid's bow, on my chin. And I like to do this one additional part where I just draw a line just right underneath the hollow of my cheeks. You know, right where you want to contour, I just like to draw a little line and then just shade this portion with my brightening concealer. So this automatically gives you that you know, that chiseled contour effect even without using a contour. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? You automatically get this hollow, and now you know where you want to contour. Just make sure you blend everything together with your foundation. Now I'm using my brush for this side. Okay, now before I powder my face, the next step is to cream contour. You guys can skip this step if you want to, but because I'm doing a complete full coverage base routine, I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'm using this Sugar Cosmetics Face Forward Contour Stick. This is in the shade Fawn First. So I'm going to take it a little above the general area where I contour, so it kind of gives you that lifted effect along with contour. I'm gonna do it alongside my forehead. Now you don't have to do this if you have a tiny forehead, okay, because then it's gonna shrink it a lot more. Upwards like that here, and then all the way around your chin. Around your nose. I'm very careful generally when I'm doing my nose contour, because then it gets very tricky to blend. I'm going to use this side of my blender to blend the contour. You want to use like nice dabbing circular motions, but stick to the same place. Don't go upper niche too much. Otherwise it's going to go all over the face, okay, and you don't want that. So just stick to the areas where you want to blend, and I'm going to just slightly bring it inwards. So you want to see the mirror when you're doing this. Hold the mirror right here in front of your hands and see where you're getting the shadow, okay. You want it to come here but not all the way towards your mouth, okay. So just follow the shape of your face like this when you do this and see where it's going, okay. And then when you take it here, you want to make sure you blend it with your hairline. And with my forehead, I just like to just push everything backwards, because I don't like bringing it niche. That just looks a lot of brown on my skin. So I like to just push everything backwards towards my hairline. And now I'm gonna just pull the same. I'm just gonna take the contour right underneath my ears and then just blend it downwards towards my neck. So now for the nose contour, you just want to be very careful when you're blending it. Just want to press your blender a little, make it thin, and then just dab it alongside the bridge of your nose, like alongside the bone, all the way towards the tip of your nose. So now for the other side, I'm using the Naica contour brush. This is very dense and thick, so it's perfect for your cream and your liquid contours. I'm going to do the same circular motions, blending upwards but sticking to the same place where I applied it. And then just taking it thoda sa niche so that it looks nice and faded. Take your time, maybe pause the video, and then just once you get it correct, then you move on to the next step. But just make sure everything is very nicely evenly blended, because then you'll see the magic of a nice blended full coverage face. It just transforms you. Spin round circular motions around my jawline. And then just gonna blend all of that into my hairline, pushing it backwards. My nose contour, I'm using the same concealer brush that I used before. I'm gonna just start blending that downwards. Again, blending it with my eyebrows a little bit, just pushing it backwards and then taking it all the way down. I'm using my Palladio Rice setting powder and I'm gonna dip my blender right into it. And I don't really bake my face very often. Like, I'm not a fan of baking my face because it dries out my skin too much. If you start baking your face from an early age, you will start to get a lot of fine lines underneath your eyes. So I would not recommend you to bake your face very often. Just do it only if it's like very necessary. Otherwise, please don't bake your face. So I like to just very gently set my base using the blender. So I'm going to take it like that and just go all the way inwards. Hold it like this around my nose and the corner of my eye. And then just very gently press it and take it upwards like that. You see that? So basically just covered the entire under eye area and pulled it upwards. So what this does is basically it'll just help in contouring your nose, at the same time just set your underneath your eye area also. And then you just wanna like dab whatever powder you have on your blender, just dab it around your face. Just running my blender all over my face just to make sure everything is nicely set and it's even and there are no harsh edges around my contour, around you know, this part of my face. And what this does is also it picks up extra product from your face. So this is the reason I like using blenders, because then by the end of it, you know, all the excess product is literally lifted off by your blender. As your powder brush, you can also use a stippling brush if you have. So I'm going to use the stippling brush by Naica. Dip it into your powder once and then using round circular motions, taking it around the eyelid as well. Now I have this brush by Focalier. It's a very thin, narrow brush. It's actually to apply your eyeshadows. It's a very thin, it's a very narrow, pointy brush. So I'm gonna have a big, broad line starting from here. And then I'm gonna narrow it as I go down. I don't like to over contour my nose a lot, so this is how I'm going to keep it. Onto the blush, I'm using Milani Tea Rose blush. I'm using this really nice round fluffy brush to apply my blush. I'm going to just dip it once, dust off the excess, smile, and then just like literally point at the apples of your cheeks and then just like put it there, okay? So now that we are doing a full coverage routine, I'm going to also show you how to apply a bronzer. So I have the Hoola Benefit bronzer with me, and I'm using this nice little brush. This is by Croate. I use this when I'm you know, applying a bronzer because it's nice and fluffy. It's dense, but it's fluffy, fluffier than the Naica one, because Naica one is better if you're blending your cream based stuff, and this is really good if you're blending your powder stuff. Then you want to apply it again on the same areas where you contoured earlier, using the same upward circular motions, and that'll just kind of intensify the contour that you did earlier. With that, we're done with the blush, and now if you want to keep your base matte, then you want to stop right here. But if you want to have a little bit of blingy and a little bit of shimmer to your face, then you want to go on to highlighter. I'm using the Revolution blush palette. It also has lots of highlighter shades going on in there. Do not go for anything which is white, which is silvery. Go for something which is like soft, like something like this, which is golden. If you fall in a deeper skin tone category, then you want to go for something like this, which is a little golden but not too golden, so it's a bronzy golden kind of a highlight, and apply it on literally on your cheekbone. Depending on your personal choice, you can intensify it, you can make it darker, you can make it more glowy, or you can just reduce it. I like to keep it this much. This is enough highlight for me. Using really nice round circular motions but sticking to the same area where I applied it. I'm not taking it upper niche too much. It's just on the same, literally on the bone of my cheeks. Just blend it into your hairline. Just like take it a little upward so that there's no line as such. It's all really nicely blended in. And then just right above your brow bone is where you want to highlight, because then the light actually literally falls a lot on this part of your face, this bony part of your face. So you want to just highlight right above your brow bone and then just take it upwards like that, this bit. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. I did my brows, my eyes and my lips off camera, but this is how you do a full coverage base routine. I hope it was easy for you. I hope you guys did it, because if you did, please let me know. I want to see how it turned out, and please tag me in your Instagram story so I can repost it and I could be proud of you guys. Take time with it, and it's all about practice. It's all about getting your techniques right. It's all about using your products right. And with that, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye.